Let's spend a moment and just take a little bit of time and look at camber on a wheelchair and what you have it for and how do you go about getting some. Camber is basically used to help the chair to turn. It's the same principle as a bicycle wheel. When you slant your bicycle on an angle, your bicycle will turn the corner. If the chair is made to do a lot of cornering, you want a lot of camber. And this chair over here, my tennis chair, has, you can see a fair amount of camber on it. It doesn't have the right tires on it right now because they're off on my bike. But if you look down in here where the axle plate mounts against the frame, you can see that there's spacers placed in there. And these spacers kick the bottom of the plate out, and it gives the wheel more camber, which basically helps the chair to turn. And also it keeps the forces of the wheel in line with the spokes. So when a lot of weight goes on this wheel, it's made to carry that weight instead of having it straight up and bending the wheel over. All right. On my everyday chair, I only have one washer in between the plate and that gives you about 3 degrees. So for every washer you put in there, you gain about 3 degrees of camber. And 3 to 6 is the normal amount of camber you want to put on a chair. And basically, you're trying to keep the chair narrow for going through doors. You're not trying to have a very hard turning chair. And that's all there is to camber. Camber is simply a way to stabilize the chair and give you a little bit of ability to corner better. The other thing that I like about camber, when you consider pushing, if your wheel is perpendicular to the ground, when you push, you have to push perpendicular to the ground, which is not quite ergonomically as nice as you'd like it to be. If you have camber, then when you're pushing down, your down force is actually giving you traction or friction on the wheel. So camber is very handy as far as pushing on a wheel and getting more friction or traction on the tire for your grip. And so it's another little handy thing about camber. But again, any extreme is not the best thing to have. If you get too extreme, it becomes non-functional as far as going through doors.